Hello, everyone. Today is the Traffic and Parking meeting, Wednesday, October 15, 2025. And my name is Donna Caloria. I'm the Chair of Traffic and Parking, but I'm going to leave after I start the meeting because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and my colleague, Councilor King, will take over. He's the Vice Chair of this committee. Ann, can we have roll call, and then I'm going to excuse myself.
Yes, Madam Chair. Councilor Pasillo?
Here.
Councilor King?
Here.
And Chairperson Councilor Caloria.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you. My name is Christian King. I'm the Vice Chairman of the City Council and the Vice Chair of this committee. The Chair of this committee is Donna Calorio, Councilor at Large. We thank her for showing up while under the weather. Also with me is Jenny Pasillo, who is the outgoing Councilor of District 1, who's sitting in. If you could just announce the attendees. First, you can introduce yourself, Madam Clerk, and then introduce the attendees on behalf of the city.
To the Chair, so we have the Commissioner of Transportation and Mobility, Stephen Raleigh, the Assistant Director of Transportation and Mobility, Todd Curran. I believe we have the Sergeant CPRO, Lieutenant Timothy Walsh from the WPD.
All right. If you could please read the virtual attendee call-in information. Madam Clerk.
Yes, Chairperson. 1A, virtual attendee calling information pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, and in order to ensure active public engagement, the City of Worcester currently allows for both in-person and remote participation at all City Council and Standing Committee meetings. To partake in the meeting, you may attend the meeting in person within the meeting location in the Esther Helen Chamber. You can find the link for the Zoom on our website, or you can dial the following number as indicated, 1-646-828-7666, and the access code is 161-411-9888. And when the item that you would like to speak on is being heard, please use the raise hand function if you are on Zoom or if you're calling in. And if you are dialing in with a phone number, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. And my understanding, Madam Clerk, that most folks here who have an item have identified themselves that they're present. Is that right?
To the Chair, I think that Councilor Pasillo did take.
Sorry, Councilor Pasillo, did you take note of who was present?
note.
I did, each one circled.
Okay, so we're going to go a little bit out of order. We'll go to approval of the minutes. Approval is item 2A, the order that the City Council Standing Committee on Traffic and Parking hereby approves the minutes of the Traffic and Parking Committee meeting of September 17, 2025. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo.
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes. So we're going to go to handicap petitions. We're going to go to item 3C. Yasmin Rodriguez requests the installation of handicap parking across from 171 Washington Street in front of 170 and/or 172 Washington Street. There's a notation here. I'm not sure. She also has 7C. All right, so we'll take this one now. If you could come to, well, let me see what the recommendation is here first. What item is this? 3C. We have a recommendation to approve. Is there anyone here in opposition to this item? Okay. The recommendation here for 3C is to approve based on a valid mass placard and a two-family tandem driveway. And if you could speak to the last bullet through the chair. Through the chair and the chair.
Mr. Chair, this item was heard at the last meeting, then held for this meeting so that it could be re-advertised across the street, which has a legal parking lane. So the location is suitable, and we recommend approval.
Okay, so our motion is to approve. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo,
Yes.
and Chairperson Counselor King.
All right, we'll go to your other item, item 7C, and I will read it for the record. Let me get to it here. 7C. Seven B, 7C. Yasmin Rodriguez requests installation of a resident permit parking on Washington Street, numbers 9. It was in City Council on June 10th, 2025. And so we're going to defer to your testimony, Yasmin. Could you just
Yeah,
state your name, city of residence?
Jasmine Rodriguez, 171 Washington Street, Worcester.
Okay?
I'm also here with Minerva Barreto. She doesn't speak English, so I'm doing the translation on top of requesting this. I wanted to do more what is it called? Residential
Resident
Yeah,
permit?
we preferred even all the neighbors residential parking over the handicap. It was just if it didn't get approved, we will do the handicap. The handicap's first come, first serve. And the reason why, I know you guys have a map and all that, but I did a little picture just why. This is Washington Street, right? And you know the new park that's there, the baseball park? Also, Washington provide parking for the baseball park.
Yes.
So there is, on Washington Street, which is our street, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lots. So all that traffic is coming to Washington to use those lots, but obviously they're gonna park on our resident parking before going and paying for the lot. So this is why we are more requesting the resident parking due to this heavy traffic of those lot that are renting for the park. So every time there's a baseball park or a game, all that traffic comes to Washington Street, and Washington Street is not really that long. So if you see how many lot they already have, but before they fill those lot, they're taking our residents parking. So that's why we're more inclining in the residents parking than just more for her. Also, the handicap will be for them. So just a little,
Thank you, Commissioner
you know,
Rowley.
like, I'm sure you guys have all this, but if you see it like,
Sure, we're going to hear
it will
from the
explain more.
Commissioner what his thoughts are pending this,
So-
for this pending matter.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so we've had several items recently requesting residential parking in this neighborhood, which isn't surprising given the proximity to the ballpark and also the other development in the area. In fact, there's another item on the agenda tonight also in this neighborhood. For this item, because this is the first time it's being heard and there wasn't a lot of specificity in the petition, we would request that it be held just so we can work with the resident to sort of perfect the limits where the parking area is proposed. I'm presuming they're interested in Lafayette Street to Lamartine Street, but that wasn't identified in the petition, I don't believe. And we do have some time until baseball season starts again to work this through. So I think it probably is a good location for a residential parking zone, but my recommendation would be for this meeting to hold it just so we can make sure that we've got the extent of the proposal correct.
Jasmine?
It will be from maybe 177 Washington Street to 168 Washington Street. That's what we are more requesting. And it's not just baseball park, they do a lot of activities there. So it's a weekly thing.
So,
It's not
thank you, Jasmine.
yeah. I also have signature from the neighbors that they
Oh, sure.
couldn't come or, you know, are never available.
So we'll
but
take a look at that, Councilor Pasillo and I.
15.
Sounds like Department of Transition and Mobility would like an opportunity to kind of walk that, take a look at it before we make a decision
So we
here.
already got rescheduled, we'll be rescheduled again then? Yes,
Can I see the
so we'll be rescheduled
signatures?
again.
Yeah. Just give me a moment. What we were waiting for was these specifics that you brought today. That's why it was pending the testimony.
Some of the neighbors said they were gonna be online too, requesting, so I'm not sure if you see any for
Okay.
this item.
Now, do you have a copy of this already? It's the only, it looks like the original.
Yeah, that's the original,
Okay.
I can take a photo.
All right, we'll have the commissioner take a photo.
yeah.
And for this particular item, our motion will be to hold it until the next subcommittee meeting. And in that time, we would ask that the Department of Transition and Mobility take a look over there and be a little bit more specific. So thank you. So motion is to hold, so you'll get notice for the next meeting. Motion is to hold, roll call.
Alrighty.
Counselor Pasillo?
You wanna
Yes.
attach
And
that
Chairperson
to the
Counselor
picture? Mine
King.
as well.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank
So we'll
you.
get another letter, right? Huh? Yeah. No problem. This number? You can keep it. Thank you.
All right, we have some other folks here in the audience. We're going to go out of order so we can try to be accommodating. We're going to go to item 3M. Dave Taya, request removal of handicap signage in front of 45 Ledge Cross Drive. And let me see the recommendation. One moment, sir, just give me 1 second. Let's see what this recommendation is. This is 3M, right, 3M? You have 3M, right? Okay, the recommendation is to approve. Is anyone here in opposition to this? Okay, we're gonna approve it. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo? Yes. And Chairperson Counselor King.
Yes, so you're all set.
Also, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll go to the next person. No parking restriction. Item 5A, Rosemary Galiatalanza, request installation of no parking anytime. Signage at the entrance of Franklin Street and Kiera Drive that is at least 6 to 20 feet from the entrance of Kiera Drive. And that's item 5A. Just give me one moment. Item 5A. Okay, the recommendation is to approve. So let me see, is there anyone here in opposition to this item? Okay, if we could hear from you, ma'am. Ma'am, if we could hear from you
Okay,
on
yes.
the reasons why you
At that
want.
particular corner, the
Yep.
cars are parked, sometimes I brought a picture, actually on the sidewalk, they're all parked up there. I know that there's rental units there, and I'm sure that they want to use that for their parking, and I'm only asking them to move back a little bit.
Can you repeat that?
There's no parking on one side, it's residential units, so they rent the units out and it changes hands. So I could go and ask each person to please not park so close. We're a new street. We now have children, and we've been there for 3 years, that are riding their scooters. We have a little boy right in the second house up. He rides his scooter. He's learning to look both ways. I notice he hasn't. We have twins across the street from there. And what's happening is we have Uber drivers, we have delivery drivers coming around that corner. It's already limited because it's a small street with Harrington Park. Everybody parks on that one side. I'm not asking them not to park on that side, just to move back so that there's vision coming in and out of our street. We have to actually pull our cars halfway out to see if anyone's coming down because we have no vision. They park so close. I brought the pictures of how they park.
Thank you.
And that's what it is. I think safety issues, the plows can't get to the end of our street, they go around. And we're used to it. We have Harrington Field, I love it. We try to take our children there. I have a grandson. I tried to roll him in his carriage. They're parked on part of it doesn't have a sidewalk. They park up, so I can't really get down the street. We have a set of twins. They can't get the twin carriage down.
Thank you very much. If we could hear from the gentleman in opposition, please state your name and city of residence.
Alec Dorval, Worcester.
Yes, you're in opposition to this item?
I am not completely against limiting safety or driving conditions or anything like that. I guess when I saw 20 feet, that just seemed like a very far distance away. You know, we have to walk to our apartment across the street. It could be snowing and raining and things like that. So I could certainly concede moving away from the intersection, but 20 feet that scared me a little bit. So
Understood.
but again, I'm willing to work with people, but yeah, it was just a little far, I think.
Okay, thank you. We're going to hear from the commissioner If you could speak to that concern as well as the recommendation to approve.
Mr. Chair, I can. There's actually a citywide law in Worcester as well as communities throughout Massachusetts that prohibits parking within 20 feet of any intersection already. So it actually is already against the law to park within 20 feet of that intersection. So in this case, we do, through photographic evidence, we see that that's violated quite frequently here. So we think it makes sense to go ahead and put the signs up so that it's clear to people that that is the case. So we are recommending approval of this item.
So, sir, it sounds like there's an existing law, and this will just, sort of make that a visual reminder of that.
Very well, thank you.
All right, thank you. Motion to approve. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King?
Yes. Thank you. We're going to go back to 3U. Paul Smith requests installation of handicap parking in front of 73 Lawrence Street. And that's 3U. Is there anyone here in opposition to this matter? Okay. Is Mr. Smith here? Okay, Mr. Smith. Let me see what the recommendation is here. 3U. Okay, let's hear from you. The recommendation is, go ahead, to hold.
So I'm Paul Smith.
Hi, Mr. Smith.
Currently live at 73 Florence Street.
Pull this in front of you a little bit.
Currently live at 73 Florence Street. About 2 or 3 years ago, I was in a truck accident. I was a truck driver, and I broke my back. So I have a bunch of conditions. One, some left foot drop thing on my left side, so I was dragging my foot for the past 2 years. I'm starting to get mobility back, but I'm 60. I'll be 63 in November, so I'm having a hard time. We live right near the campus of Clark University, so there's very limited parking all the time, and there's a space right across the street. There's a fire hydrant there, but there's enough room for at least one car, and being safely away from the hydrant. I think it's 76 Florence Street, and if you guys could approve a parking space for the handicapped over there. I'm currently technically handicapped.
Okay, Mr. Smith, would you be opposed to it being in front of 72 or 74?
No, I think there's a place further down that has parking, but I think it's for the people in that building. So the problem that I'm having is, I don't mind walking a little bit, try my best. But when winter and snow comes, if I fall again, I could break my back. I could.
Right.
I don't want to.
Let's hear from Commissioner Rowley.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so in this case, the petitioner is requesting to re-advertise this space across the street so that it's outside of the declared winter parking ban.
Yes.
I think maybe so that means we'll have to hear it at another meeting in order to have the approval for it. But I think out of an abundance of caution, maybe we advertise it in front of 72, 74, or 76, and that gives us some flexibility depending on what we hear from any abutters. Any of those would be suitable spaces.
Thank you. So we're going to hold this and re-advertise.
Okay.
And as the commissioner said, we'll do it 72, 74, and 76. In case there's opposition, we'll at least have the opportunity to approve one of those.
All
All right. Thank you for your time, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, sir.
Motion to hold. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King?
Yes. Okay, we have one for Dutton Street by Mayor Petty. Item 9A. Item 9A is petition of Mayor Joseph M. Petty requesting installation of Dutton and Davenport Street to be reviewed to improve traffic calming measures and prevent further property damage due to speeding. Before we proceed with this, the electric street is crossed out with Dutton. I don't know if that impacts this particular item or not. recommendation is to hold anyway, is that correct?
It's both.
It's both?
It's both. I live on Electric.
Okay. You're
Timothy
here to
O'Hare.
speak on this? Yeah, say your name.
Timothy O'Hare, Worcester,
Timothy O'Hare.
Massachusetts.
Worcester, yes, sir.
I'm at 19 Electric Street, which is 2 houses down from the intersection of Davenport and Electric.
Mr. O'Hare, okay. Davenport and Electric and Dutton.
Dutton, yes, I have neighbors here that are also on Dutton 34.
Okay.
To the chair, we also have one person raising their hands on Zoom as well.
Okay, so we could hear from Mr. O'Hare.
I'm on Electric Street, and there is a stop sign at the top of Electric Street coming from College to Davenport. And they fly down the street because it's a cut through to get over to Whipple on the other side of town. So my street, Electric, and Dutton Street, they come pretty quick down both of these streets. There is no stop sign at the intersection of Dutton and Davenport for them to turn right.
Thinking about it in my head where it is.
I'm coming up College.
Yep,
I
I know
turn-
where Dutton is. I live around
I
Victoria.
turn left
right
on
the
Dutton,
corner.
and there's a
Yes.
red house on the corner
Yep.
of, that red house is the one that's been damaged multiple times.
okay.
From people coming west on Davenport or north on Davenport.
Okay.
So I believe they're talking about the intersection of Davenport and Electric to slow them down before they get to the intersection of Dutton and Davenport. Because there's also a stop sign there that people don't even really stop at. They just keep going and turn left because it's, the top of Dutton Street is a dead end at Holy Cross.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
We've seen buses go through there, we've seen a lot of traffic does not stop at that stop sign. There is no white line, no stop line on the road at that intersection, nor is there a white line on the stop sign at Electric and Davenport.
Okay.
And Electric has no sidewalks on either side. Davenport, all the way up, has sidewalks on both sides. The north side of Electric on both sides, north of Davenport, has sidewalks on both sides.
And Electric has no sidewalks
On the lower
on the lower
portion,
portion. Okay,
between College and Davenport.
got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll ask if there's anyone else like to speak on this item. Please state your name and city of residence.
My name is Ann Bukowski. I've lived up there 50-some-odd years.
Oh,
And I
welcome.
can sit in my window in the morning and school buses zip through that stop sign. Cars, I got stopped this morning, a car cut me right off. They don't care. You're coming and they see you and they just bomb through the stop sign.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you. We have someone online, Madam Clerk?
Yes, through the chair, we have Speaker Bill McCarthy. Please unmute yourself and you may begin your testimony.
Mr. McCarthy, if you could state your name and city of residence.
Good afternoon. William McCarthy, Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yes, Mr. McCarthy.
I live, and my wife's family has lived at the corner of Electric and Davenport and the corner of Dutton and Davenport for over 60 years. And I was petitioning the mayor to put a four-way stop sign at the intersection of Davenport and Electric, just to break up that quarter mile between the terminus of Tennyson, which becomes the southern portion of Davenport. There's no stop sign, any signage, any impedance for people to just fly from one end of Davenport to the intersection of Dutton and Davenport. And that's where a lot of the problems are occurring. They come to the corner, which is 28 Dutton Street, where my daughter lives, and they go off the road and take out her fence has been destroyed 2 times in one calendar year from people just speeding through this neighborhood. I blame GPS. I think now people are cutting through my little sleepy neighborhood all hours of the day, all manner of vehicle, from trailer trucks to FedEx trucks. Everybody's delivering everything these days, and they're on a tight schedule. And they come up from 290 to get over to the Pike. They go through my neighborhood. They're looking for 20 and 146. They go through my neighborhood. Same coming the other way, trying to get to 290 down at the foot of College Hill at Holy Cross. So it's really gotten completely out of control with traffic and speeding up here in the last few years. And there is an unprecedented amount of children and pets in this neighborhood. My wife, who's lived here her whole life, says it hasn't been like this since she was a child in the 1960s. The difference being Davenport was a dead end. It wasn't until Maplewood Heights was constructed that they opened up an egress to get to Whipple Street and the other side of the hill. So I would just very much like the city to approve a four-way at the corner of Electric and Davenport to slow people down so they don't just, I mean, at least it's enforceable if they blow through the stop sign. But it hopefully will slow them down in the middle of that quarter mile. And while they're up here, it would be great to have one on the corner of Dutton and Davenport, just to slow down people flying around the curve, or the corner rather. The existing stop signs really don't do all that much. They really should be facing the other way, but I hope the city will approve 2 four-ways, and that's about all I can say about it.
To the chair, we also have another speaker raising their hands on Zoom as well.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy, for your testimony. The next speaker, if you could identify yourself and city of residence.
Okay, to speaker with phone number ending in 8569, please press *6 to unmute.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, please state your name and city of residence.
Sure, my name's Brendan Gearin, and I live at 158 Fairmont Ave in Worcester.
Okay.
And I'm calling about item 3K regarding the installation of a handicap parking space in front of 56 Cohasset.
Okay, we're gonna, sir, we're gonna have to come back to that. We're on a different item right now. What item number did you say that was?
3K.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that, okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So we're gonna go to Lieutenant Walsh, who wanted to weigh in on this. I certainly appreciate all the testimony. I live just down the hill, and my niece lives on Dutton Street, my 6-year-old niece. So I'm well aware of the challenges over here. Lieutenant Walsh, do you have something to add?
Through the chair, we've been up there a number of times.
We'll turn your mic. There we go.
We've been up there quite a bit of time, quite a few times where we've put a speed monitor up there recently. We got some data out of it. I'll forward that information to Steve Roll, and we'll see what we could do. In regards to the speeding and all that, there are cars that go up there pretty quick, but the majority of the cars are at that 85 percentile. So, but we were up there maybe last month for about 2 or 3 weeks. We'd have cars periodically going up there and sitting at the end of the street by the stop sign trying to get some citations up there. So we'll continue enforcement the best we can up there.
Thank you. So there'll be continued enforcement up there while we're working through this. We appreciate that from our traffic division. Commissioner Rowley, if you could speak to this matter, there's a number of data that's here, but if you could also include just a response to the concern about the current existing stop signs and how they're situated. Mr. Rowley.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So it's helpful to hear the testimony here today. It sounds like the scope of what we're looking at's expanded a little bit beyond what we thought it was originally in the advertised item. But as Lieutenant Walsh said, that we've heard from this neighborhood as well in terms of concerns about speeding and cut-through traffic. So that's something that we'll want to take a comprehensive look at, particularly if we're talking about a little bit larger area now that extends from Dutton, beyond Electric up to Tennyson, really. So looking at the opportunity to implement traffic calming devices, and then I think we also want to do engineering studies to look at the potential for always stop control at both the Dutton and Electric Street intersections. Before those could be approved, there has to be an engineering study that's conducted, and that has to make findings that support the need for those stop signs. So that's something that we do recommend. So my recommendation would be to hold this item which will give our department time to go ahead and collect the data that's necessary to conduct those studies, conduct the all-way stop control studies, and then additionally look at other opportunities for traffic calming on Davenport, Electric, and Dutton specifically.
Through the chair to, I am the chair, Commissioner Rowley, if you could speak to the signage that there was a concern about. Are you aware of that, or?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so I am hearing today that the existing stop sign doesn't have a painted stop bar, so that's something that we could have.
What?
The existing stop sign does not have a painted stop bar.
Okay.
So that's something that we can have the lane marking contractor get installed this fall.
And in the interim, sounds like we'll have some continued enforcement. And do you have a time frame for the engineering study, the always stop control, which I think is part of the engineering study? What sort of time frame are we looking at?
Mr. Chair, I think we're probably looking at 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months for the report to be completed, and then has to go to council and back here?
I believe we could resubmit that directly to the committee, but we'll check on that.
Okay. So just for the public, the folks that came in and the people that are in attendance, there will be some work done. There will be an engineering study to determine if the four-way stop sign meets the merits, and also what else is it? Yeah, I think that's it. And there will be also other traffic calming measures explored. Would that include speed bumps?
Mr. Chair, yes, it will. That's correct.
Okay. So my motion would be that well, I don't want to get in the way of it coming back directly here. So should I make the motion or not for them to come back with a timely engineering study and other traffic calming measures, including potentially having speed humps? Would that make it easier to come back, or does that make it more difficult?
So, Mr. Chair, I think if the item is just simply held, we can bring that additional information back.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to hold that. We're going to try to get some more information back for you. And please feel free to reach out to the City Council office, the Office of the Mayor, Office of the Manager, and our local police department, Traffic Division. Is there a particular, I'm going to ask the Lieutenant, is there a particular time of day that's more difficult than the other? I know I'm on those streets in the morning sometimes, depending which way I go for school drop-off and what have you. Is there a particular time that we're aware of is those streets are more frequented?
To the chair, we were there mostly in the late afternoons, 3 o'clock. A little after that, we sent the traffic officer up there. And
Okay.
I think the complaint came from Electric Street, that we were down there watching that for a little bit. And we also were at the stop sign that you guys are referring to, so we'll
Okay.
continue to do that, and hopefully we can get that squared away.
Okay, and we'll just make a quick motion that the Traffic Division, that this committee supports the Traffic Division, looking at morning commute time as well. Hopefully you don't stop in any of my family members. But that'll be the motion from the council. Roll call. Motion to hold as well.
Councilor Basillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes, so you guys will be informed of the next date. Thank you. All right. Is that it for people that are here? No, okay. Okay, we're gonna go to item 3K. 3K? Item 3K is Shahista Kanlal Jadid, request installation of handicap parking space in front of 56 Cohasset Street. It was held in committee on September 2025. And let me see what the recommendation is. The recommendation is to approve. Is there anyone here in opposition to this matter? Seeing no opposition, the motion is to
To the chair,
approve.
we do have one person raising their hands on
Yeah,
Zoom.
motion is to approve. Roll call.
Councilor Basillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor Clorio.
King.
Oh, sorry, Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes, the matter is approved. We can go to the caller. If you have any further questions, this matter is approved.
To the chair, they have already signed off
All
on.
right. Thank you. What item are you here on? Okay. Do you want to come to the mic and say which item it is? Do you know what item number? What's the street?
58 Providence Street.
Okay, this is a handicap placard?
Yeah,
All right, just give me a second so we can find it. Hold
Ms.
on.
Carlson told me to come here today for this.
Okay, let's see.
I think they misprinted it. My name's Jose Rivera. I'm on the bottom of the
To the
page.
chairs, item 3L.
3L, okay, let's see. Item 3L. Counselor Candy Merrill Carlson, on behalf of Miguel and Jose Rivera, request installation of a handicap parking space in front of 58 Providence Street. The recommendation will be determined based on your testimony. Mr.
Okay.
Rivera.
I spoke to Justin and one of the people today, and he told me that the city on their plans that there is winter parking ban is not allowed on the even side of Providence Street. They need to redo their books because that's the only place you can park is on the even side. So I don't know why the winter parking ban says do not park on the even side when I'm trying to get a placard on the even side. It's not going to interfere with any of the winter parking bans. My neighbors next door live at 60. They have a 30-minute parking signs in front of their house. That's a residential, 30 minutes. And they get tickets for parking in front of their house. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, they just put up new signs now for the convenience store where he had a spot on the side of the store, 15-minute parking for the customers, and then after there was one open spot for someone to park there. It was fine. Now they put no parking completely, and I got pictures on my phone that the whole odd side of Providence Street is no parking.
Thank you. Counselor Pasillo, do you have anything on this matter?
No. No, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank
And
you.
I also have my son's handicap placard.
Okay, yep, that was one of the questions. Commissioner Rowley, well, if someone could take a look at the placard.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, as the petitioner stated, there is a permanent winter ban here, which means that from December through April, there's no overnight parking that's allowed. And parking is only normally allowed on the one side of the street. So that means on this section of Providence Street, there's actually no overnight parking allowed in the winter currently. That's correct. So there's a couple of options, I think, that we have here. One is that the closest location where there is not a permanent winter ban is on Harrison Street next to 52 Providence.
But
So
that's also a hill.
yeah, it's a little
I
bit of
mean,
a.
if I take my son out the
Sir,
wheelchair
if we
van,
could, you have to wait until
Oh.
he's finished, and then I'll ask you to address.
So that's the nearest location that's currently compliant. The other option is that the petitioner could request a change to the winter parking ban to either make that a declared ban or to eliminate the ban. I think it's, the likelihood of getting it changed from a permanent to a declared is probably higher than having it completely eliminated. And what a declared ban means is when there's a no emergency declared, you can't park there, but it doesn't affect all of the other nights
but it
of the
doesn't,
year.
Hold on, sir.
Sorry.
So I think those would be the two options. But if this were approved in the location today, they would not be able to park there overnight between December and April currently, under the current regulations.
And that would be right in front of 58. I have a picture up. Is that where that sign is?
That's correct.
So was there a previous sign there?
The whole street, the entire street is in a permanent winter parking ban.
So, Mr. Rivera, it sounds like what he's saying is that we could approve this today for the handicap parking space, but there would be a period of time where you're not allowed to park there due to the winter parking ban. You also have the option of requesting that the ban be a declared ban, meaning that it's not from this date to this date. It's going to depend on if the city declares a parking ban in effect. What say you? What do you think?
I mean, I agree, but like, still, if a winter parking ban is in effect, you can't park
Right,
on the
correct.
odd side.
So you can't park on
way.
either.
So
Right.
you can't even park on either side.
Right, that's what he's saying, and the other option would be Harrison Street. So your option is, we could, I would defer to the commissioner. We could approve this today, and in addition to that request, a declared parking ban be in effect. That means if the city says no parking because of the winter, you gotta find somewhere else to park. The alternative is, I guess, parking on Harrison Street. Commissioner Raleigh?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I think that sums it up. The two options that are potentially viable here are to amend the request so that it's on Harrison Street, which, as the petitioner noted, is a little bit downhill, and it's, I believe, 2 properties away and across the street. So it's not right next to the building. Or we don't typically recommend approval of HP spaces within a permanent winter ban, but if the council were to approve one, you could use that during the daytime and during the summer. Under the current regulations, the petitioner would not be allowed to use it overnight. You could, however, petition to ask that that be changed.
There's a lady that lives up the street. She has a handicap spot, and she parks there all winter long on the
And-
same side.
Yeah, and through the chair, the regulations are the same, so it means she just hasn't been caught yet. So I hate to state it that matter of fact, but that's what the regulation is.
I mean, I park in front of 52 Providence Street. I mean, yeah, 52 Providence Street, that white house. And there's been several times my wife's come out, and I got letters on my windshield saying, "You don't live here, don't park here."
Yeah, well, that's public parking.
And
They have no
and
control,
that's-
Mr. Rivera, they have no control over that, but we have to move this item. Before we do, I'm going to turn to Councilor Pasilla if she has any suggestions or recommendations.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Through the chair to Commissioner Raleigh or to, maybe to the clerk, Madam Clerk, could you put in a chairman's order to change the designation to a declared winter ban, just to get it moving quicker?
Sure. Is there any other suggestions?
That's my big suggestion.
So what we're saying, Mr. Rivera, is that unless the commissioner is opposed, well, let me hear what your
Yeah,
recommendation is.
Mr. Chair, I'm not opposed to that.
Okay.
It still requires an ordinance, so
Of
I
course.
think the administration would have to submit an ordinance request in response to that order.
Okay. And would you recommend that we still approve the handicap?
But is he saying I can't park there overnight?
And just wait out when it's, I'll ask for you to speak when it's time so we can maintain some order.
So, Mr. Chair, we're just noticing that one of those signs is actually, or was, a WRTA bus stop.
Oh, that's what
So I
that
don't know
was.
if that's missing at this point in time.
So it looks like there was a bus stop there. We have to address that as well at some point. Okay, so,
Mr. Chair, I hate to suggest this, knowing that, you know,
Be
the
held,
petitioner's
right.
here today, but I think it would make sense to hold it.
Yeah, I
We
understand.
could get the, we
Yep.
could get the winter ban petition underway at that point,
So,
too.
Can
Mr. Rivera, yes, and then we're gonna
can
move
I have
on.
show him a picture?
We see it right here. We have it up.
No. I mean, even this spot is perfect for a handicap placard. You see what I'm saying?
You could, yeah.
This is where it's before the 15-minute parking. That's enough spot for the van. But they just put that sign up there now. That sign was not there.
Yeah,
They just put it up there.
It was ordained last year as no parking because people were having trouble seeing, pulling out.
That was just built. I mean,
Right.
but
Yeah.
but what
Okay.
I'm saying though is that you can fit 2 cars in that spot. And then you have another one going from there.
So, Mr. Rivera, what we're gonna do is, given that additional fact that you brought forward, we're gonna hold the item for the handicap parking. You'll get a notice of the next date. Donna Clory will be chairing at that meeting, I'm assuming. And we'll make an order that the winter parking ban be ordained to be a declaratory ban, and eliminate the permanent ban from said date to said date. What that'll do is give you more parking options once we establish the handicap parking.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll hold that, and then we're making another motion to adjust the declared parking, the parking ban, the winter parking ban.
All right.
Okay, roll
All
call.
right.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King.
Yes, thank you, Councilor Priscilla, for the recommendation. Can you come forward and just say the item you're on?
I don't know what item number it
Okay,
is.
what is it about?
2 Blodgett Place. It's a handicap plaque, a handicap, unit.
2 Blodgett.
To the chairs, 3T.
I'm sorry?
3T.
Item 3T. T, oh my goodness. 3T, Holly Hartley requests the installation of a handicap parking space in front of 2 Blodgett. Are you Holly?
Yes.
Okay, if you could share a little bit about why?
Okay. My dad lives with me. He's 86. He's here. He's a veteran. He has
Thank you for your service.
severe health conditions. We have no parking. It's a dead-end street. We have no parking on that street whatsoever. And I can show pictures. There's a house at the end of the street. I don't know if they actually own the lot beside my house, because the kid who owned it before, I was paying him $50 a month to park there, so that I could get my dad in and out the house. Literally, I have pictures of the street. I can show you the parking lot that's beside my house. I got a $30 ticket, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Like 2 weeks ago for parking on the street, and he has a handicap plaque, and they would not, I appealed it, and they wouldn't do nothing about it.
Okay. Commissioner Raleigh.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so this is an unusual situation where the street is so narrow that on-street parking can't be accommodated on either side, so it only measures 15 feet between the curbs, which means that if a car is parked on the street, there's not enough room for a vehicle to pass by. By law in Worcester, there has to be 12 feet of space remaining, so with a 15-foot wide roadway, that's obviously not possible with a car parked there. So the options here, I think, are, it's unfortunate that the private agreement you had fell through, because that would be the most convenient, I think, way to provide access. The closest legal parking space that we could convert to an HP space would be on Catherine Street
Yeah, I can't walk him over.
in front of number 63.
Okay, would you be open to that?
Can I speak?
Yes,
So-
would you be open to 63 Catherine
No.
Street? No? Okay.
Because
Go ahead, Holly.
literally, I've parked on the street. The trash man has got down the street.
Excuse me?
The city trash man has come down the street while I've been parked across from 2 Blodgett. So there is enough room for cars to get by, as long as we push our mirrors in.
So through the Commissioner Raleigh, if you can explain,
I get what he's saying. It is
yeah,
very, it is
but
very
there's certain rules we have to go by. If you can explain that, please, to Ms. Johnson. Hartley, sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So the city ordinances require that 12 feet be maintained at a minimum to allow for fire access and other emergency access. And in this case, the street itself is only 15 feet wide. So even if a car is 5 or 6 feet wide, that's going to leave 10 feet or less, which is not permissible under our ordinances to provide for that emergency access.
Even on one side?
Wait,
Yeah, that's
can I
correct.
show you a picture though? Like if you go a little bit to the end of Blodgett, it's all open, so there would be space for a handicap spot. I can show you, it's right across from the parking lot. And the fire department would be able to get down the street. This is the parking lot that the this is the other side of the street, this is where people are parked. So that's what I'm saying, like, why can't a handicap spot be put right there?
Commissioner Raleigh?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just if I could have a second to just
Sure.
review that.
Just give us a moment. I'm going to grab my computer so I can look as well.
It's actually
Commissioner Raleigh?
Yeah, so Mr. Chair, unfortunately, the right-of-way is still, it's 15 feet in that location as well. There is a private parking lot on the west side, and those cars back out into the roadway, so it gives it the appearance that it's wider, but it's not public right-of-way space, and the entire street is designated. Again, just check and see what the sign says here to make sure it's correct, but I believe the entire street is designated no parking for that reason. Yeah, no park, the entire street's designated no parking anytime on both sides. Really, the best thing to do in this case, and I understand the frustration of the petitioner because it's, you don't have any off-street parking. And it's a street that's just too narrow to accommodate any. I think the best we can do in terms of public on-street parking would be something on Catherine Street, right in front of that first house.
Can I speak?
Could you repeat that, Commissioner Raleigh, about the first house?
Yeah, I think the nearest space that we could designate that has a compliant public parking space would be on Catherine Street at number 63.
Okay. Holly?
Yeah, so, Catherine Street has a parking ban during the winter. I don't know if you know that. One side is no parking, the other side is. Not only that, how do I get him in and out the door to Catherine Street? Have you seen how long Blodgett Street is? Blodgett Place is? I would have to walk him all the way to the end of the street to get him into the car. And I could barely even get him across the street to come into this meeting.
Okay.
He's under a doctor's care for
Thank you, Ms.
severe-
Johnson. We're going to go to Councilor Priscilla. Do you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Blodgett, it sounds like we are in a position to either just file this item because it doesn't meet the metrics for safe passage in this location. We also have the option of amending the petition to be for 63 Catherine Street, which is not to your liking. And the only other option we have is to hold it and see if we can work something out. I think, myself and Councilor Pasillo, and I think everyone here understand the challenges that you have for your dad who served his country. And we want to try to figure out a way to make this work. I don't know, and again, I haven't been out there on this street. I'm looking at it now, but if there's a way we can do this, I think we would. But I'm not sure that there is. Is that right, Commissioner?
That would be my assessment.
Is there no parking signage there now?
There's a no parking sign that's further down across the street. There's a yellow house, and there's a telephone pole, and it says no parking. I don't know if there's a way you guys can even look up to see if that lady owns that parking lot. I have no idea who owns it. She claims she owns it. I've even been willing to ask, I've even gone as far as to asking the lady who bought the house, because I was, like I said before, I was renting a spot, me and the lady on the second floor. We're renting a spot from the kid before for $50 a month. I've gone to the new owner and I've said, do you mind if we park there and I'll pay you $50 a month? She told me that that's for her residents and that everybody takes a spot. They don't, but I'm not gonna argue with her. I'd just rather find out who owns the lot.
I'm looking at it here.
Cause I know that there's parking behind that house also.
Oh, yeah, it's narrow, sure. Can we just see if the placard's valid, please? Commissioner, it says that parking is prohibited on both sides. Is it possible to allow parking on one side?
Mr. Chair, it wouldn't be because it would violate that minimum
Because it's only
clearance.
15 feet wide.
Yeah, so it
Cars
would
are
need to
4.
be really a minimum of 18 to 19 feet to allow for parking on one side.
And you're at the end?
I'm at the end, is that what you said?
True Blodgett, yeah.
Yeah, it's like right before the parking lot on the left.
Where the garage
tan
is?
house.
Where the garage is?
Yes, it's right after that.
Okay, oh, I see here. Yeah, that's tight. Catherine Street's over here, right there.
Mr. Chair, I did check on Catherine Street. The winter ban on Catherine is on the even side, so that's the opposite side of the street, so that's good news. I know it's not perfect, but, that would open up the potential of dropping the passenger off at the house and then having a place nearby to park the cars still.
So we're not allowed, based on, what is that? I won't say it wrong, Commissioner.
It's the city ordinances, and it's also the fire regulations.
All right, so
Fire
based on
access.
the fire access and city ordinance, we can't approve this.
Even further down? That's fine, I'll get a lawyer if I have to, because
Yeah.
it's 86, I can't.
You're at 2, you're at
risk
number
it
2,
falling.
correct?
Yes. I mean, even further down on the right, I'll park if they put a handicap spot. They don't need all that room
Past
to
the
back
wall,
up.
you mean? Near the wall?
Yeah. All the way down where the sign is that says
You know what?
no parking.
I would assume, is the street the same width the entire way? I'd assume it is. Mr.
Yeah. So, Mr. Chair, so we could take a look at the very end of the street. We'll need to hold this item because it wasn't advertised for that, but we could take a look at that. It does appear that the right-of-way there might be wide enough to sneak a spot in just right at the very end, but that would be the only place in the street. We need to go
So-
out there and measure it to
So
confirm.
we're not promising anything, but Commissioner's willing to take another look at that particular section.
Yep.
So we're gonna hold that. In lieu of that, your only other option will be 63 Catherine.
Okay.
Okay, motion to hold?
Do I get a letter or something?
Motion to hold, roll call?
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes. If you could explain, Madam Chair, the process and how she'll be notified for the next meeting.
To the chair, once the item is selected for a hearing, we will send notices to the petitioner and the abutting residents, like on the street, at the requested location.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, if you have something, if you come out and state your name, city of residence, and the item.
Hi, my name is Ihab Hanafi. I own Wayne's Pizza. I own Wayne's Pizza
Wayne's?
in 93 West Boylston Street.
Okay, and this matters regarding?
About the two spot front of the store is, I have a sign waiting for 15 minutes, but someone called me yesterday, some of the neighbor request required for to take those sign off.
Okay.
And I'm here actually to just say
What item is that, Madam Chair?
To the chair, sorry, what's the address? for-
93 West Boylston Street in Worcester, Mass.
87 West Boylston?
Uh,
Is that what you said?
I'm the building next to 87, yes,
Okay, so
93.
here we go. Let me read the item out. It's item 7A, resident permit parking items. Alexander Fuertes requesting, is that the installation of permit parking at 87 West Boylston Street? Is that what you're on?
No, I am in 93 West Boylston Street, next to 87.
Yeah, this is the item.
Yeah.
The recommendation is for this is to file, so we won't be moving forward with it.
I'm sorry.
We're not moving forward with the item.
Okay, because I just got a phone call.
Okay, hold on. Is there anyone on the line in regards to this item 7A, requesting permit parking 87 West Boylston Street? Is anyone on the line, Madam Clerk?
To the chair, there's no one raising the hand at the moment, but if anyone would like to speak on the item, you can either use the raise hand function or *9 to raise your hand if you're calling in.
Okay,
One person just raised their hand.
okay.
Okay, to speaker with phone number ending in 5012, please press *6 to unmute.
Please state your name and city of residence regarding this item. Please state your name and city of residence regarding this item.
Please press *6 to unmute. To the chair, the speaker still has not unmuted their. Oh, here we go. Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi, state your name and city of residence. Are you calling on item 7A, requesting installation?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can,
Yes,
please
I am.
state your name
Thank
and
you.
city of residence.
Okay, my name is Dorothy Randall. I live at 83 West Boylston Street.
Okay, how can we help you?
Okay. I just could, well, say my little piece here and let you go. It's really not the city's job to override taxpayers' rights and impose permits to those who want to park on the public streets they pay for, unless maybe they're handicapped, for the sake of any one person or business, or to cause any possible small business closure or job loss that would decrease the city's taxpayer base. This is regarding the approximate half-mile distance around 87 West Boylston Street, affecting about 8 businesses, or a little over 8 businesses, close to that location. It is also highly dangerous at times due to bottlenecked and backed up traffic where emergency services could not get through, or for the WRTA bus to safely stop at 81 West Boylston Street, close to Huntington Avenue,
Okay,
safely.
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Ms. Randall. All right, so you're opposed to it?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, only because I know it's a hard problem, but the problem is there's so much congestion. I would ask Mr. Zander Fuertes to really consider his own safety or any of his tenants' safety, if he has any, to be able to find a safer way for access.
Thank you.
And is it okay if I just add just a little bit to that? If Mr. Fuertes is a landlord or whatever, and there will be a number of people parking, that it might be to his benefit to obtain people for his tenancy who would perhaps be on foot and not necessarily drive, let's say in the case of maybe doing Section 8 or something like that. And this might be a steadier stream of income for him if he would choose to do this.
Thank you, Ms. Randall. The motion here is to file, meaning we're not moving forward and we're not supporting this. I will state for the record, for the public that Commissioner Raleigh and the Department of Transition and Mobility have thoroughly researched this. They are aware that it's in the business district, and that it's rarely establishes these residential permits in business zones. That's one of the reasons. So there's a number of reasons. The motion is to file. We won't be moving forward with this. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
I don't
Yes.
think I really, I don't think I really totally understood what was told to me
Yes.
at first.
Thank you. We are not moving forward on this. Thank you. We'll go to the next item. We can mute the caller.
Chairperson Counselor King.
Yep, it's all done.
So
It's all
it's
done.
not
It's not
signed?
going anywhere.
All right,
Yep.
all right, thank
Okay.
you.
To go back to handicap petitions, items, we're gonna take them collectively. 3A, did we do 3A? We didn't. All right, so let's do 3A, handicap parking petitions. Carolyn Peterson requesting installation of handicap parking space in front of 194 Hamilton Street. We do have a copy of the placard. But we don't have any testimony. Any recommendations, Commissioner Raleigh?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, we've actually reached out to this petitioner a number of times, so this is another case where the proposed spot's in a permanent winter ban, so again, they wouldn't be able to use it overnight throughout the year. We recommended the space on the cross street on, I believe that's Dana Street, and they said that would not be suitable for them. So we just haven't been able to come to a resolution in terms of finding a suitable spot. You know, at this point, we could either hold it and keep trying, or my recommendation otherwise would be to file the item.
Okay, and then do we know, Madam Clerk, if on June 18th and September 17th, the petitioner attended this meeting?
To the chair, let me just check the notes for that real quick.
Okay, is there anyone on the line regarding this item?
To the chair, I believe they did not.
Okay.
They were not present, and
Motion
there's
to
no one
thank you.
raising their hand.
Motion to file, roll call?
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King.
Yes, to the Carolyn Peterson, if you want to refile this at any time, feel free to do so. We are interested in finding a solution for you. Okay. Item 3B, Council Merrill, Council, let me see here, hold on for a second. We did this one. File. All right, item 3D, I'm sorry, 3B, Candy Carlson on behalf of Jonisha De Leon, request removal of handicap space in front of 29 Shamrock Street. This was in committee on September 17th and held. The recommendation is to approve. Is there anyone on the line in support of this item?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Is there anyone in opposition to this item?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Motion to approve, roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King.
Yes, item 3D, Brenda Alexander requests installation of a handicap ramp space in front of 5.5 Bluff Street. This was in committee on September 17 and held. Is there anyone on the line in support of this matter?
To the chair, there's no one raising their
Is
hand.
there anyone in opposition?
No one raising their hands either. To the chair.
Recommendation is to file. If you could speak to that, Commissioner Raleigh.
Mr. Chair, so in speaking with the petitioner, we came to realize, and also based on the testimony at the last meeting, that the issue isn't so much the need for a handicap space, but it's a private matter where they have a shared driveway arrangement, and they were having some disagreement with their neighbor that they share the driveway with. There's also an email in opposition to this. So in speaking with the petitioner, I think we all mutually came to an understanding that this wasn't really about a handicap parking space, and therefore the recommendation to file.
Recommendation is to file, roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King.
Yes. Item 3E, Council Luis Ojeda on behalf of Jonisha De Leon requests installation of a handicap parking space across 55 Ward Street on the even side of the road to account for the winter parking ban. Is there anyone in opposition to this item?
To the chair,
online?
we have 2 people raising their hands on Zoom.
Okay, if you're in support of this item, we'd ask that you, if you're in opposition to this item, if you could please raise your hand. If you're in support, please leave your hand down for the time being. So if you're in opposition to this, Madam Clerk, if you could ask them to unmute themselves.
To the chair, to the speakers, I have lowered your hand. So if you are in opposition to the item, please raise your hands again. To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
There's no one in opposition. The recommendation here is to approve this particular item. It's also noted that the resident previously had a space on Shamrock Street that was removed. So the motion is to approve. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes, the motion is approved. Item 3F, Dennis O'Brien, requests installation of additional handicap parking ramp in front of 53 Elm Street. This was in committee on September 17. Commissioner Rowley. Oh, before we go, is anyone on the line in support of this item?
To the chair, there's one person. Oh, never mind. To the chair. There's
Okay, is
no one
anyone in
raising their
opposition
hand.
to this matter?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hands.
Okay, Commissioner Rowley?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, this is a little bit of an unusual situation that this is a large residential building. They have an off-street parking lot with about 35 parking spaces, so we were a little perplexed as to the need for this. In talking with the petitioner, they said that residents like to be able to unload their vehicle at the curbside, which is closer to the front door, and then come back and move the vehicle into the parking lot. Our thought, based on that, is that it would be more appropriate then to establish an additional 15-minute space there, which would give people enough time to do that. If we put an HP space there, there's no guarantee that someone may not just park there all day, and then that would not really satisfy the need as we understand it. So our recommendation is to hold this item, and we'll try to clarify with the petitioner if they would be amenable to the 15-minute space rather than the HP space.
This is F or G here?
This is F.
F. Okay, and the petitioner's not on, is that correct?
To the chair, I do not see the petitioner's name like on the list of the callers. We currently have 2 people raising their hands who also raised their hand at the last
Okay, let's hear from them. Please state your name and city of residence and the item you're calling on.
To Speaker Ingrid Alexander, please unmute yourself. Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yes, please state your name, city of residence, and the item you're calling on.
This is Ingrid Alexander for 5.5 Bluff Street for 3D. You guys went through her.
Okay, sure, we'll hear from you.
Yeah, I wanted to know the decision for the handicap parking for Brenda Alexander, because I'm against the handicap parking.
It's filed, correct?
So what does that mean? What does that mean?
Means we're not moving forward.
We're not moving forward. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else on the line?
To the chair, there's caller ending in 5019.
Please unmute yourself and tell us what item you're calling on. State your name and city of residence.
Please press *6 to unmute. Hello?
Yes, hi.
State your name and
Hello?
city of residence and the item you're calling on.
Yes, hi. I'm so sorry. I'm referring now to 7A because I didn't really understand.
7A?
My name is, I had just called. My name is Dorothy Randall. And I didn't understand when you said moving forward, what would
7A?
happen with that issue. Yeah, sorry. The issue concerning Sandra Forte.
Oh, that was filed.
Requesting installation. I'm so sorry, because I just didn't understand what happened.
Are
when
you in
said would
support
just-
of that or in opposition?
Opposition?
Do you?
And I had stated my case.
You're in opposition, so we filed it, which means it's not moving forward. We're not going to do that.
You're not going to do what? You're not going to In other
No
words, are you
residential,
going to allow?
we're not going to approve a residential parking permit there.
Oh, I see. I'm so sorry. I just didn't understand.
Okay.
Thank
you so much.
I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, we're going to finish up 3F, and then we'll see if there's anyone else on the line. Item 3F, Dennis O'Brien requests installation of additional handicap parking in front of 53 Elm Street. The recommendation is to hold if the petitioner is amenable and re-advertise for a 15-minute limit.
To the chair, we have two more people raising their hands.
Okay.
Uh,
If you're calling on 3F, please keep your hands up. If you're not calling on 3F, please put your hands down and we'll come to you after this item.
To the chair, yes, we have one person still raising their
Okay.
hands.
Please state your name and city of residence.
Yep, please press star 6 to unmute. To speaker with the phone number ending in 7055, you can press star 6 to unmute.
Hi, if you're calling on this item, please keep your hand raised and unmute yourself. It's item 3F, Dennis O'Brien requesting installation of an additional handicap parking space in front of 53 Elm Street. If you're not calling on this item, please lower your hand. If you are, unmute yourself so we can hear from you.
Please press star 6 to unmute.
Okay. We have to come back, we'll reconsider it. Recommendation, Commissioner, given that we don't have someone on the line? Do you want to hold it a second
Mr. Chair,
time?
we'd recommend holding it. We do have the petitioner's contact info, so I think we will be able to square this away before the next meeting.
Recommendation to hold, roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes. Item 3G, Erica Gonzalez requesting installation of an additional handicap. Oh, before we go here, if you are online and you'd like to speak to an item, please raise your hand, unmute yourself, and we'll take that item.
To the chair, there are currently 3 people raising their hands.
Okay, take them in whatever order you choose.
To speaker Zoom user, you may unmute.
Please state your name, city of residence, and what item you're calling on.
Hi, my name is Deshaun Minton for the additional handicap spot for 53 Raymond Street.
53. Yes, Mr. Minton, please. Are you
So
in
I
support
believe-
or in opposition?
Opposition.
Okay, let me hear you.
Mr. Cummings, he has, I want to say he has one handicap plaque spot, but once I got this notice in the mail, I've been sending pictures and video evidence of him abusing the handicap spot. He leaves his car in the handicap spot, and then he drives one of his additional vehicles, which is a violation of Mass State Law, I believe, Chapter 90, Section 2. If you have a handicap plaque car.
Mr. Minton, just let
Yes.
me read the item for the public. This is item 3N. Joseph Cummings requesting installation of an additional handicap parking space in front of 53 Raymond Street. Please continue to proceed, Mr. Minton.
So he has a spot already, but Mr. Cumming abuses the spot. He rotates cars from one car to the other. So when he's in a vehicle driving, he doesn't take his handicap plaque in his car. He uses an additional car. So adding another spot would just give more abuse for him to continue to do it, because what he does now, there's maybe one other person that has a handicap placard and they're not able to use it because he never lets go of the spot, rotating his multiple cars. On top of, Mr. Cummings has 5 vehicles. The one he keeps in the handicap spot 2 he puts in his driveway, and then 2 other that he blocks just leaving them there. He doesn't even drive them. So giving him another handicap spot would just abuse for all the other residential people on the street.
Thank you, Mr. Minton. Is there anything further?
No, sir.
Okay, we ask you to remain on the line. Is there anyone on the line in support of this item? Is the petitioner Joseph Cummings on the line?
To the chair, there is no one raising their hand at the moment.
Raise your hand over there.
Okay, can we mute that?
Yes, to the chair.
Okay, so,
To the chair, we do have one other
okay,
speaker raising their hands.
Okay.
To speaker ending, phone number ending in 5314.
please state your name and city of residence.
You can press *6 to unmute. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, are you calling on 3N, the item pertaining to 53 Raymond Street?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yes, I'd like to hear your testimony, sir, and your name and city of residence.
Joseph Cummings, Worcester.
Hi, Mr. Cummings, you're the petitioner.
Yes, I am.
All right, we'd like to hear your testimony on the need for this.
There is very limited, there's two other handicap tags, and this man that just spoke, Mr. Minton, his girlfriend has one of the tags. And second floor over him, down on 58, has another tag. These people are calling from 58. It's high. I have to use a walker, and I'm on oxygen. I got a spot in front of my house that I can use if I keep a car parked there. But otherwise, we need a second spot so that there's room for the other 2, so that I don't have to, so that I am able to move these cars and use that spot. Right now, I can't use it without these people abandoning a car there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cummings. Do you have anything further? Okay.
No, I think the second one is the.
Okay, we're gonna go to Counselor Pasillo. If she has any questions based on the testimony that she would like to ask of the commissioner, or any comments that she would like to make pertaining to this issue.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I really appreciate that. I would defer to Commissioner Raleigh on this for his opinion. Thank you.
To the chair, we do have one more person
Oh, we
raising
have
their
one
hand.
more.
My
Hold on.
apologies.
Okay. Please state your name and city of residence.
To speaker Andrea Matthews. You may.
Yes, hi. I just wanted to express some concern about a request for a second handicap spot because the individual requesting it is already misusing it, and no one else is able to park on the street because we're all blocked. We don't have driveways, and granting another spot would just allow more abuse of the handicap parking spot that's already there.
Thank you, Andrea. Commissioner Raleigh, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chair, so this is a little bit of a difficult situation in that it sounds like there is demand for these potentially for more than one handicap space out there. We've heard from people who've called in that it's not only the petitioner who's using the space, but there's other residents on the street that also have a space. That's kind of the thing we were most curious to find out here is what's the need for a second space. You typically don't see, or we don't often approve 2 spaces associated with a single property. Just looking at the photographic evidence, it looks like this space is pretty well utilized. There's typically a vehicle parked there. There was some correspondence that the committee received from the neighbors complaining about this space being, I don't think I have a printout of those. Do you have a printout of the emails we had on that?
Apologies, I also don't have. I don't think.
You can print them while the commissioner's testifying. Be helpful.
But to my knowledge, and I'll ask Mr. Crane to verify this as well, there's no prohibition against switching your placard from one vehicle to another vehicle. That's something that is allowed.
Yeah, no, that is correct. The reason why the Massachusetts Commonwealth moved to placards was to allow more flexibility for residents, disabled residents, in order to move the placards to vehicles that they are using, but also if they're using vehicles for home health care aides, et cetera, to allow them flexibility to move with the placard so that the placard goes with the person, not the vehicle.
Thank you, Commissioner. Can you speak to the issue of multiple folks using, I'm looking here at the actual picture of the current handicap parking, but that's open, correct, to anyone who has a placard can use that, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chair. Anyone who has a placard or a plate could park in that space.
Okay. And is that looks like a relatively short street, or?
Let's take a look. Yeah, Mr. Chair, it is a residential street. It's about 3 blocks long. Parking is highly sought after in this neighborhood.
Okay.
I think, from our perspective, the main thing is if there are multiple people with handicap placards who require spaces here, I think a second space would be warranted. And I'm hearing from the testimony that there are others in the neighborhood who could potentially, even though they called in opposition to this item, they could potentially benefit from this by having access to that space if they have a placard. If we were to implement one here, you had asked where we had a sidebar about the length of that space. It looks like it's about 23 feet long, which is actually the regulation length for a space. But because it starts at a driveway opening, meaning that it's never going to be blocked in on one end, if we were to establish a second space, it wouldn't require an additional 23 feet. It'd probably be about another 18 to 20 feet that we'd need to tack onto that to accommodate 2 vehicles.
Okay, and can you speak to, I know in your research you indicated that the property this is in front of does have off-street parking.
Mr. Chair, it does. It has a side-by-side driveway that is deep enough where it looks like you could probably accommodate up to 3 vehicles. It is a 3-family, so, I'm unsure of how many vehicles the owner has access to or owns, but that is 1 per unit is what they have currently off-site.
And the handicap space ordained in 2020, who was the petitioner?
I do not have that information. I'm not through you to the clerk. I'm not sure if On is able to look that up or not.
Through the chair, let me try looking it up right now.
While we're looking it up, we're trying to balance here. There's a lack of parking on this street, as we've heard from written and oral testimony. We also have a handicap space that's used. Do we have any data? Do we do any type of observing of, how that space is used when we're looking at these situations? What's the process?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, we have satellite photos that are taken about every 3 to 4 months. That gives us a little bit of an indicator, and I'd say it's occupied about 70 to 75% of the time in those photos.
Is there a particular time of day?
They're during the day, so we don't know what it is overnight.
To the chair, in 2020, the handicap, there was a petition for it to be removed. Never mind. Sorry, give me one moment to see when it was requested.
Through the chair to Commissioner Raleigh, can one
Yes, Councilor
handicap,
Pasillo.
thank you so much. Can one handicap placard, can they get 2 spots, or would you need another placard from another resident?
You would need a second placard, or a second plated vehicle.
And do we have a copy of the valid mass placard for this particular item?
In this case, we have not yet, thank you, Mr. Chair, that's a good point. We have not yet received a copy of the placard, so we would need evidence of that.
From Mr. Cummings?
That's correct.
Do we have, Mr. Cummings, are you on? If you can unmute yourself. One of the challenges we have here is the recommendation is also dependent on the city receiving a copy of a valid Massachusetts placard. And do you have a plan on providing that to the city? Mr. Cummings?
Hello?
Yes, do you have are you planning to provide a valid placard to the city?
Yes, I took a photocopy of mine when I put the application in, but I can give you another one.
Okay, we'll reassess that. Were you the one that filed the petition in 2020?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
To the chair, yes, it was the current petitioner who also filed for the handicap parking space petition in 2020.
All right, we're going to hold this for further consideration. I do have some concerns on both sides of the issue. It sounds like there's a potential that that particular parking space is used frequently. I'm not sure what the threshold is for an additional parking space, but it's looking at the picture here on my computer. You know, it's a shorter street with less parking. At the same time, we have, according to the testimony tonight even, a number of folks that could use that parking. And in addition to that, we have the off-street parking availability as well. So we just want to make sure we get this right, Mr. Cummings, and the folks that called in as well. So we're going to hold this. We're not going to move forward on the item. We'll have a second hearing. In the interim, Commissioner, is there any work that can be done to further assess this?
Mr. Chair, we can get out there in the evening and overnight hours to try to get an understanding of what the utilization's like on those times as well.
Okay, so Mr. Cummings and folks that called in, Mr. Minton and others, and Andrea, I believe, we will take a second look at this. We also need to receive, Mr. Cummings, a copy of your valid Massachusetts placard, and we will reconsider this. They will get out there and they'll take another snapshot of things. So the motion will be to hold, and you'll be notified at the next date of this committee. Motion is to hold.
No, where do I drop off the copy of the placard?
Through the chair, if you could send that to our email address at mobility@worcesterma.gov. That's probably the easiest way.
WorcesterMobility@ma.gov. Right?
Just mobility.
Oh, mobility.
Mobility.
@ma.gov.
WorcesterMA.gov.
WorcesterMA.
And if
So
you're-
mobility@worcesterma.gov.
If that's a challenge, you can also provide it to the clerk's office.
All right.
To the chair, yes, that'll be clerk@worcesterma.gov.
So the motion is to hold. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Johnson, Councilor King.
Yes. Yes, sir. You have a question?
Okay, that'd be,
Do you have a question?
not just if I can drop it off at the clerk's office.
Yes, you may.
Okay, that's easy.
All right, thank you, folks. Is there anyone else on the line that has a matter that we have not addressed? Please raise your hand, identify yourself, city of residence, and the item number.
To the chair, we currently have 4 people raising their hands, including 2 speakers who spoke on the last item.
Sure, take the 2 that spoke on the last item first.
Yes, so 2 speaker, Andrea Matthews.
Hi, I just wanted to say that I know you guys say the placard can go with any car that you're in, but the problem is he just rotates the cars and never leaves that spot open. So it's not like anyone else is using it. All the pictures that you have is just his cars using it. So he's abusing the spot that's already there. So another one will just take away the parking for people who don't have driveways, which is a lot of houses on this street.
Thank you. So we're going to respond to that. Commissioner Raleigh, is there any prohibition or any restrictions upon the length of time someone's car is in a handicap spot?
Mr. Chair, there is not.
So there's no So Andrea, there's no restriction on that? A car can be...
No, but the placard goes with the person. So
I-
if he's leaving and just holding that spot, you can't hold that spot. He just rotates cars, it's never open.
So your argument, so again, there's no limit or restriction on that, which
No, there
means...
doesn't have to be, but requesting another one is just gonna take away the parking from us who do not have nowhere to park. He has a driveway, there's a car of his in front of my house, I can't even park in front of my house. There's one in front of his house, there's one in the handicap, and there's one across the street. He has 5 cars that he rotates. I sent the videos in for this.
So we will...
So it's like abusing.
So
the spot.
we will reassess this.
Thank you.
The commissioner will take a walk, but I want to reiterate, a car, or if he wants to switch it out, there's no restriction on that. And if someone on
No, I
this-
understand,
if
but
someone-
another one is,
if someone on the call also has a placard and can't have access to that because it's in use, that's actually an argument for an additional spot. So I want to be clear with that.
I don't
But
have
we will definitely take a second look.
okay, thank you.
Okay, is the second person that wanted to speak on this matter that already spoke?
Yes, to speaker, hello?
Hello?
Mr. Minton.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add, it's not that he's utilizing the handicap spot, but if he has his plaque card that he needs and it's in the handicap spot in front of the house, when he then gets into another vehicle and drives off and holds that handicap plaque spot hostage, that's the complication. So when there's other people in the neighborhood that could utilize that handicap spot, he's not giving anyone the option to, because even when he's driving, he's leaving another car there with the handicap spot. So that means when he's traveling, he's not using his handicap spot when he's traveling. He's holding that one spot hostage. So giving him additional spot would just make it worse for the people who don't have a handicap plot on the street that's already has limited parking. Like they said, he has his own driveway, he has 5 vehicles, and on his second and third floor, there is a rooming house. So there's 2 to 3 vehicles on top of his 5 vehicles. So the parking here is ridiculous. So I just wanted to make sure that's clear. It's not like he's utilizing it. He's abusing it by leaving the plaque card and then driving an additional vehicle away from his home.
So we'll certainly keep our eye out for that, Mr. Minton. Again, there's no restriction that I'm aware of that prevents someone or limits their access to a spot when they have a placard, regardless if they rotate it in or out. I'm going to turn to the commissioner to see if there's...
Just so you know, I've already looked it up. It's Mass State Law,
Okay.
Chapter 90, Section 2. The law he's violating. You cannot leave your handicap plaque card in the spot and then drive an additional vehicle. So he's definitely violating the law, and that's the law. Mass State Law, Chapter 90, Section 2. That's the law he's violating, if you don't mind looking it up, please.
Chapter 90, Section
2.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to the commissioner while I look this up.
Mr. Chair, we'll go ahead as part of the due diligence on this and review the applicable Mass General laws thoroughly.
Yes, so we'll just make a motion here that we get a report back on Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 90, Section 2, because if that is in fact applicable, it's something that would benefit this committee to know. So that would be my chairman's order, and we'll do a roll call on the chairman's order. And then secondly, the motion would be to hold this item. Roll call.
Thank you.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. So you guys will be noticed of the next date that this will become before the committee, and there will be additional city resources applied to look into this further. Thank you so much. Okay. Is there anyone else on the line that would like to speak on an item that has not been heard? Please raise your hand.
To the chair, there are 3 people raising their hands. The first speaker is Katie. Please unmute, and you may begin your testimony.
Hi, Katie. State your name and city of residence and the item number.
Hi, Katie Richardson, Worcester. And we're just waiting on 7D.
7D.
We haven't heard that yet.
Okay. Are you in support or in opposition?
I'm in support.
Okay. So we're going to have to reconsider that item, but we'll hear your testimony.
Yeah, So, I mean, we are Worcester residents. I moved into Worcester probably 8 months ago. And I had one parking spot, and there, you know, our building does have parking spots. We have no visitor parking that's not paid for. And there's only one handicap spot in the visitor parking area. All handicap spots in the garage are $250. So, and that's, I'm sorry, $150. So we do park on the street sometime, but you know, we are taking a chance with getting tickets and everything like that. So we're just hoping to get some additional street parking. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna have to we'll make a motion to reconsider. So motion to reconsider item 3D, Brenda Alexander requesting installation of handicap parking space in front of.
It's 7D. It's 7D.
7D, right?
Yeah. Mount Carmel, and
7D. Did we hear this one?
7D.
Okay, so I read the wrong one. Let me reread it. Hold on.
City.
7D.
Yeah, we want the city to approve. We want the city to approve street parking for the residents of the building.
So this is item 7D. Candy Merrill Carlson requests the existing resident permit parking on Mount Carmel Way be extended to include parking for residents living on both East Central Street and Mount Carmel Way. That's the correct item, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Raleigh.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so this is a residential parking zone that was actually created to mitigate the impacts of this large residential development when it was constructed. So we're actually in support of what the testimony that was just provided is asking for, but the mechanics of it are a little bit different than what was petitioned. So I did reach out to the district counselor, and she was agreeable to this as well. Rather than opening that RPP up to the residents at the multifamily building, instead what we're proposing to do is to go ahead and reduce the length of that RPP, so that'll free up the rest of the street parking for anyone to use. We'll reduce the length of the residential parking zone, making it only 4 or 5 cars in length, and that will mean that the rest of the spaces on the street would then just be available for use by either other residents or visitors or whomever. So in order to do that, the item will need to be held and re-advertised, but the intent is the same as was just described by the person that provided testimony.
Through the chair, we do have one more person raising their hands on Zoom.
Please state your name and city of residence regarding item 7D.
2 speakers with phone number ending in 9907. Please press *6 to unmute.
We'll make it smaller so that the rest of the, sorry.
Hi there. Hi there. Apologies. I'm waiting for another motion. I'll drop my hand.
I'm sorry, we couldn't understand you.
Through the chair, this speaker is actually waiting for another item. Could you please identify the item that you're waiting on?
Yes, it's 6B.
All right, we'll come back to that. Okay. Is there anyone else on the line regarding 7D requesting the existing resident permit parking on Mount Carmel be extended to?
I'm so sorry. Could I just the gentleman was saying that we wanted to extend the resident parking, but are you going to allow the residents of like the building to get residential permits? Is my question, because are we not residents?
Katie, I think his recommendation is to reduce the length of the residential parking.
Mr. Chair, that's correct. So we're actually recommending the opposite. We're going to make that residential parking zone smaller so that the rest of the parking on the street is open to anyone.
So it's in opposition to what was filed? That the recommendation is not to do what 7D says to do? The actual recommendation is to re-advertise this and reduce the residential parking, which would open up additional parking for folks that are not resident. that are not using.
I understand that. I get that. But what I'm saying is I actually am a resident and I'm being denied a residential parking permit because of where I
So you're in
live.
opposition.
Yes, why is that happening? Like, I'm not able to get a residential parking permit because I live in this building, and you're saying because I live in this building, I have a garage, so I'm not afforded a residential parking permit. We've been denied residential parking permits going down to
So I
get
just want to
one.
clarify, just for my purposes. So you're in support, correct me if I'm wrong, you're in support of this petition as written.
Let me see how it's, I gotta see how it's written again. I'm so
It says
sorry.
Candy Merrill Carlson requests that the existing resident permit parking on Mount Carmel Way be extended to include parking for residents living on both sides of Mount Carmel Way. So you're in opposition to that. You want it to remain residential permit parking, correct?
No, that's fine. It can remain residential permit parking. What I'm saying is the people at 22 Mount Carmel have been denied residential parking permits because of where we live. I'm okay with this whole thing. I'm okay with how it's written. I want to know how come we've been denied the parking passes even though we are residents. So whatever's happening down in City Hall, there's a disconnect because we're okay having it be resident-only parking. It's just that the residents here are not getting the resident permits. We're not being afforded the residential permits.
All right, let's have Commissioner Raleigh respond to that.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, the reason why the residents here are not eligible for them is the ordinance specifically prohibits that property being included in the residential parking zone. And the reason it was written that way is because the institutional impact is that development itself. So that residential parking zone was established because there were a number of long-standing three-decker properties who did not have parking in the area and rely on on-street parking. And when that large residential development was approved, one of the things that happened was the city passed a residential parking zone for the benefit of the residents that had been there previously and did not have access to off-street parking. So by ordinance, they're prohibited from accessing that. So our solution to this is that area is not getting very well utilized. So our solution to that is to go ahead and reduce the size of that RPP zone. So there's only going to be 3 or 4 spaces that are still in the RPP zone, and the rest of the parking spaces on Mount Carmel Way will then be available for anyone to use.
Katie?
I mean, I don't think the issue so much is the what's that street right there? The other street. The issue mostly is the Mount Carmel Street. Like, I don't really think that any of that needs to be residential parking. That could probably all not be residential parking. But I mean, I understand what you're saying, Councilman, on the other side, because yes, there are the 3-deckers and there is no parking for those people. So I completely understand that. I mean, maybe the easiest way to do it is to just like make Mount Carmel, open parking for everybody and leave the other street resident only parking and just keep denying us residential parking. I mean, that seems to be the fairest thing to do, which is understandable. I get why you're doing it. I just don't like to be denied a permit when I live in a town. That's my issue with it.
Okay. And are you residing in one of the 3-deckers? Is that the
No,
concern?
I reside at the 22, the larger complex. I understand why you're doing what you're doing. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of cars here. It's just we have to pay $150 per parking space. And so, not that and when we have guests over and everything, we don't have the residential parking passes to be able to park on the street. So there's just nowhere for us to park without paying, really, is what I'm saying. I don't care about the other street. Mostly Mount Carmel Street is the one I'm very concerned about. Mount Carmel Way, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. What is the recommendation, Mr. Commissioner?
Mr. Chair, so we do recommend that this item be held and re-advertised to reduce the length of the RPP zone, which will open up a portion of the street to parking by others.
And this would also open up for parking for Katie as well.
Anyone
without a residential parking, but it would
Right.
still be open.
Right.
Do we know how
Anyone
many
can park there.
parking spaces that is?
It's probably about a dozen spaces.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more about 20 spaces if you go all the way down from the old Mount Carmel apartments to the new one. It's probably 20 spaces, I would say, if I had to count, like being generous. And then again on that side, on the Mount Carmel side, not the East Central Street side. That's the only side I'm mostly concerned about, because there's the parking along where the garage is, and then there's the parking along where the building is. So there's about 20 full spaces there.
All right, thank you. We're going to see if there's another caller that would like to speak on this item before we make a decision here. Thank you, Katie. Madam Clerk, is there anyone else on the item regarding this particular matter?
To the chair, there's no one else raising their hand on the
Okay,
item.
so the recommendation is to hold and re-advertise an amended petition reducing the residential zone and opening a portion of on-street parking to non-residential parking holders. My quick question to the commissioner is this: reducing or continuing the length of this residential parking zone, regardless of what we do, it seems to me that the concern that was brought forward regarding being declined a residential parking permit would not be impacted either way. Is that right?
They would still remain ineligible for a residential permit.
No
in
matter
that
what,
zone. Right.
based on the local ordinance.
That's the way the ordinance was written.
Okay. Okay, so that would require an amendment of an ordinance that Council Council could initiate. What we're going to do is the recommendation is to hold and re-advertise a petition to reduce the length of the RPP zone, opening a portion of on-street parking to non-RPP residential parking holders. Is there any, I guess we'll ask the commissioner to communicate to the sitting city councilor that there's a request that we reconsider the restrictions of that ordinance. So that's not an order, but that's something that we're going to ask the commissioner to reach out to her to do. So the motion would be to hold and re-advertise the amended petition to reduce the length of the RPP zone, opening a portion of on-street parking to non-RPP holders. That's the motion. And again, Mr. Commissioner, could you explore that with the counselor?
Mr. Chair, we certainly will.
All right, thank you. Roll call.
Councilor Basillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. So, Katie, this will come back anyway to this committee because it's held and it'll be re-advertised. You'll have another opportunity to speak then. And in addition to that, to address your concerns, Commissioner will have a discussion with the sitting city councilor, and I'd recommend that you reach out to her as well, and the chair of this this committee, Donna Clorio, as well. Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on, I forgot, item 6B, I believe. We go to item 6B. I will read from that item, and then we'll have the person that called in. 6B.
Hi there. My name's John McGoldrick.
Yep, one
I'm
second,
representing
John. Hold
the
on, John.
applicant.
John, hold on.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll call on you in 1 second. I'm just trying to find it. Here we go. 6B. Item 6B. Thomas Keene requests installation of a 15-minute parking in front of 85 Green Street from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. for restaurant food pickup in the same spaces currently designated commercial loading zone from 8 a.m. to 5. Sir, this is already a recommendation to approve. Are you opposed to this? The recommendation is for us to approve this. Are you opposed?
No, I am just representing Tom. We work together, so I was
let's see. We'll come back to you. If there's anyone in opposition, we'll come back to you. Okay? Is there anyone in opposition to this? We're going to go to the next person. We'll come back to you. Is there anyone in opposition to the 15-minute pickup in front of 85 Green Street?
To the chair, there's no one else raising their hand.
Okay. I know it says here that this is the location of the New Cove multi-use building, retail on the first floor, residential above, American Flatbread and Bowling. And we're looking to approve this. short-term parking area for use of food pickup. Is that okay with you, sir? Is that okay with you, that we
If
approve
you're talking to
this?
me, absolutely.
Yes. All right, motion to approve. Roll call.
Thank you very much.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King.
Yes. Is there anyone else on the line?
To the chair, we do have one other speaker who's raising their hand. To Speaker Abdurazek, please unmute yourself and you may begin your testimony.
Please state your name and city of residence.
My name is Abdul Razik, Worcester.
What item? What item?
It's the item 6A.
Sorry?
Item 6A.
6A. Abduzarek? All right.
Abdul Razik.
Sorry, say it again.
Abdul Razik. You can just say
Abdurazik,
Abdul.
I got you. Abdurazik, hold on one second. Item
Sure, thank
6A. Councilor Merrill Crowson requests installation of a 30-minute parking in front of El Hori Mobile Cell Phone and Repair Shop located at 391 Shrewsbury Street.
Correct.
Yes, would you like to say?
Yeah, I am the owner of the building. At the same time, I work there and I live there. So I work in the El Hori Mobile Cell Phone Shop, and I live there too. And because of the building, that there's addition to the building on my left, and there's a new lot that's gonna have like 24 apartments, and the left one will be 28 apartments. So it's not gonna be enough parking for my customers, neither for me. So I'm requesting, instead of 30 minutes of parking, is residential parking, if that's possible. Since I'm not going to be in anybody's way, both buildings in my right and my left, they're going to have their own parking. And I have 2 spots in front of me. I like to have them for my business and for myself, for eventually my residents.
Abduzarek, we're going to ask the commissioner what his recommendation is. But before we do that, is there anyone else on the line that's in opposition to this?
To the chair, there's no one else raising their hand.
Okay, Commissioner, what say you?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so an RPP would be a completely different petition, so I wouldn't recommend considering trying to amend this petition to be that. In addition, this is a business zoned district, so while there are residents who live in that area, it's understood that the street parking has to serve a number of different uses, so we typically do not approve residential parking zones in business districts. One thing that could be considered is that the 30-minute parking that's proposed could be limited in time to the time period when the business is open, and then after that it could be available for longer term use, which would serve other customers or residents. Or we could hold the item if we'd like to speak with the district councilor again to find out more about the.
Abduzarek, what are your hours of business?
I open 10 to 6:30.
So what would we be talking about?
Yeah, in that case, I think we would probably look at 10 to 6.
So what we'd like to do is approve this. You can pursue residential parking through the district councilor. What we're inclined to do is approve this 30-minute parking in front of your business at 391 Shrewsbury Street for the hours of 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then after that, it would open up for your residential use. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just because I believe the building on my left, they have first floor parking, and I think they're gonna have also paid parking. In other words, they're gonna try to park everywhere, anytime, all the time. Especially they're gonna have also. I'm sorry.
So you want the 30-minute parking overnight as well? Is that what you're telling me?
I would love to have it as a residential parking, so that way
Okay,
none of them use my.
that's a separate petition.
I'm sorry.
That's a separate petition. So right now, we can approve this 30-minute parking to encourage turnover for parking for customers and business use for 30 minutes. We can approve that right now. Or we can hold it and revisit it at another time. And in addition to that, we could hold it while you explore filing a residential parking permit petition with the city councilor.
Yeah, I can do that. Yes, I can do that.
You don't want us to move forward in the 30 minutes?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No.
All right, so we're going to file that. If you change your mind, you can come back and refile. Otherwise, or we can just hold it.
If you can hold it, that would be great.
I think
please.
I'm going to hold it. Motion to hold. Roll call.
Thank you.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Is there anyone else on the line that has an item they'd like to speak on?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand at the moment. If you
Okay.
would still like to speak on an item, please press star 9 to raise your hand or use the raise hand function. To the
All right.
chair, there's no one raising their hand.
All right, did we do item 3E, as in, we're on G? All right, we're on 3G. Erica Gonzalez requesting installation of an additional handicap parking space in front of 34 Gardner Street in committee on September 17th and held. The recommendation is to file, and we're going to request a study evaluating parking, bicycling, and traveling accommodations on Gardner Street. Is there anyone on the line in regards to this matter?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Motion is to file. Chairman's order requesting a study evaluating parking, bicycle, and travel accommodations on Gardner Street. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Item H. What is that? 3H? 3H. Gilberto Jimenez requests installation of a handicap parking space in front of 11 Rodney Street. Is anyone on the line in opposition to this?
To the chair, there's no one raising their
Motion
hand.
is to approve. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Item 3I, Patrick Burnett requests installation of handicap parking in front of 9 West Oberlin Street in committee September 17 and held. Is there anyone on the line in opposition to this?
To the chair, there's no one else raising their hand.
Motion is to approve. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Item 3J, Glory V. Borea requests installation of handicap parking space in front of 101 Illinois Street in committee on September 17th and held. Is there anyone on the line?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Okay, the city still has not received a copy of the valid Massachusetts placard. There are already different handicap spaces ordained at this location going back to 2012. The motion is to file, and there'll be a chairman's order requesting installation of missing signage for one of the handicap spaces and a petition to rescind a second handicap space. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Where are we?
To the chair, the next item would be 3O.
Oh, here we go. Item 3O, Samaris Correas requests removal of handicap parking space across from 195 Pilgrim Ave. Is there anyone on the line?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Motion is to hold. This particular item involves a couple of issues. One is the winter bans on the even side of the street. And there's also a second space associated with number 194, number 96, which exists on the even side. And the petitioners are here. We're going to hold this one. Motion to hold. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Izan Alfonso Ramos Acevedo requests installation of handicap parking space in front of 9 Etna Street. There's no copy of the resident's valid Massachusetts placard, and the proposed space is outside the winter parking band, and there's a 3-family with off-street parking for 4 to 5 vehicles. Is there anyone on the line with regards to this item?
Through the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Okay, motion to hold. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Rayanne Chanette requests installation of a handicap parking space in front of 1 Ames Street.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd be okay changing my recommendation to approve on this one.
Okay, anyone on the line regarding this matter?
To the chair, there's no
Motion
one
to
raising their
approve, roll
hand.
call?
Councilor Pasillo
Yes.
and Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes. Jose I. Rivera requests installation of a handicap parking space in front of 81 Fairfax Road, number 9. Have we received a copy of the residence valid placard?
We have not yet.
Okay, and there's a 3-family there with 2 or 3 cars that can be parked in tandem. The location is suitable. Is there a petitioner on the line?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Okay, motion to hold. If this comes forward again without the petitioner, I'd recommend a filing. Motion to hold, roll call.
Councilor Pasillo
Yes.
and Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes. Magda L. Roman requests the installation of handicap space in front of 44 Chandler. Has this been before committee before? I don't know. Anyone on the line regarding this matter?
To the chair, there's one person raising their hand.
Okay.
Phone number ending in 3142.
Please state your name and city of residence.
Hello?
Hi, can you state your name and city of residence?
To the chair, I can see that the speaker has unmuted, but maybe they are having problems with their microphone.
Okay, we can wait a little bit. Can you repeat the instructions to mute and speak?
Yes, so to unmute, if you are calling in, you can press *6 to unmute. To the chair, I can see that the speaker has unmuted, but maybe they are
Let's hear from the
experiencing mic.
commissioner. If they're not
issues.
unmuted, we'll make a decision then. Commissioner?
Mr. Chair, so this is another one of those situations where this is actually within a permanent winter parking ban. So we discourage establishing HP spaces there because they can't be used overnight for 6 months out of the year. Our recommendation would be to discuss with the petitioner whether Underwood Street, which is approximately 170 feet away, would be a suitable location for them, and then re-advertise at that location, if so.
Okay. Is there anyone on the line that's able to speak? Madam Clerk,
To the chair, there is no one else raising their hand.
can you repeat the recommendation, sir?
Mr. Chair, if we wanted to hold this item, we would then reach out to the petitioner and see if we can clarify if they're willing to re-advertise it.
Motion to hold, Madam Chair?
Councilor Pasillo
Yes.
and Chairperson Councilor King.
Yes, and we are on item, Pasillo's item, where'd it go? Item 4A. Counselor Jenny Pasillo, on behalf of Tim Farron, requests installation of a crosswalk across Holden Street at its intersection with Saratoga Road. Counselor Pasillo?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. This, Mr. Farron reached out to me about this crosswalk at the intersection. It's very busy. There are a lot of kids walking up and down the street, and it is an important safety measure. Thank you.
To the chair, we do have one person raising their hands on this item.
Yes, please state your name and city of residence.
To speaker with phone number ending in 7055, please press *6 to unmute.
That's north, this is north of there.
Please state your name and city of residence.
Hello?
Hi, how are you? What's your name and city
Good,
of
how you
residence?
doing?
Good, what's your name and city of
You look
residence?
good in that chair. Yeah, good.
How can we help you? How can we help you?
I am trying to get a crosswalk between Saratoga and Holman Street.
Okay. Is this Mr. Farron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here for 25 years, and I spend a lot of time working outside, and I'm retired and disabled.
Okay, this is Tim Farron. So
So I just noticed a lot of things, but I would hope it'd be a priority, but whatever you guys think.
Okay. Well, Councilor Pasillo has moved your petition forward, and we're going to, the recommendation, I'll let the commissioner speak to.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so it's a good location for a crosswalk. There aren't any on this section of the roadway. The one thing I will note, though, is that it'll have to be, it can't be marked until we also construct compliant curb ramps and landing areas on either side. So we are recommending approval, but approval pending funding for those associated improvements.
Thank you. So we'll do a chairman's order requesting the city manager have the Commissioner of Transportation and Mobility install a crosswalk on Holden Street at Saratoga Drive, including I call it, what can I call it? MUTCD compliant signage and pavement markings and ADA ProWag compliant ramps. Roll call.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Chair. Through the chair to Commissioner Raleigh, could you just provide like some sort of timeline for Mr. Farren so he can get an understanding of it?
Through the chair. So the timeline would be dependent on funding being allocated toward this in a future fiscal year. What we've been doing the last 2 years is we've been taking these projects or these improvements that get recommended through this committee, and in some cases through the Public Works Committee, putting together a design package for those and then requesting funding. And so each of the last 2 years, we have funded a package of pedestrian improvements. So there's a good chance it could get funded for construction in the next year, but we won't know until the budget
Can you
season.
speak to, any parameters that would prioritize this location? Is there anything about this location that would make it somewhat of a priority versus others?
I think the two things at this location are the speed of traffic on Holden Street. We know that there's high speeds in this section in particular, as well as a lack of crossing opportunities. So, those are two things that advocate for drawing attention to the crossing location.
Okay. Is there any site issues there?
Mr. Chair, it's pretty much a straightaway, so it's not really, it's a little bit downhill, but the sight lines are pretty good. I think, this could be achieved through a standard treatment with just the pedestrian crossing signs and the crosswalks. And then, like I said, we have to have a safe landing area on each side that is ADA compliant as well.
Thank you. Council Priscilla, do you have anything to add regarding the prioritization of this particular item?
No, thank you so much, Commissioner Raleigh. I really appreciate your attention on this.
Thank you. So I'd like to roll call on the motions.
Through the chair, just clarification, so the actual item would be filed, and then we'll have the chairman's order for the installation.
I actually, through the chair to the clerk, I think it's actually
approval.
just an order. We were just trying to clarify that it's not an ordinance, it's an order.
Through the chair, so it would just be
You're approving an
approval.
order, right?
The chairman's order requesting the city manager have the Commissioner of Transportation and Mobility install a crosswalk on Holden Street at Saratoga Drive, including MTCD compliant signage and pavement markings and ADA ProWag compliant ramps that are facing the right direction. Yes. Roll call.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. So that's approved from this committee anyway. Item 5A, no parking petitions. I don't think we did this one. Or did we? We did do this one. Okay. Item 5B, Councilor Candy Carlson requests removal of no parking anytime signage in the vicinity of 12 Branch Street. Is there anyone here on the phone in support or in opposition to this?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand.
Motion to approve, roll call?
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Councilor King?
Yes. Item 7B, Councilor Louis Ojeda requests installation of resident permit parking on the entire length of Lodi Street on both sides at all times. Is there anyone on this item?
To the chair, there's no one raising their hand on Zoom.
Commissioner, is this a partial approval? What is this?
Yeah, Mr. Chair. So Lodi Street is only wide enough that parking's allowed on one side, but we do recommend establishment of a residential permit zone here. This is one of those streets that's heavily impacted by both the ballpark and other development in the Canal District. So this would be the second street in this neighborhood where this is established, and I doubt it'll be the last one. So it's not so much that it's partial approval. I just wanted to clarify that there is only parking on one side, but we are recommending that be made a residential permit zone.
Is it wide enough for parking on two sides?
It is not.
It is not, okay. The motion is to approve the residential parking on the west side, the odd side of Lodi Street for the benefit of residents. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King?
Yes. Let's see. Let's flip the page here. Item 8A. Counselor Jenny Pasillo, requesting installation of thickly settled signage on Brighton Road in committee September 17. Held. Counselor Pasillo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I really appreciate that. I can see DTM's recommendations, and we'll turn it over to Commissioner Raleigh, please.
Commissioner Raleigh.
Mr. Chair, so we're recommending file, but the only reason that we're recommending file is that Mass DOT is finalizing new signage that would be more applicable here in terms of helping to reinforce the statutory speed limit, and we expect that to occur in the next 2 months.
Counselor Pasillo, do you have anything?
No, that sounds great. Thank you so much.
So we'll be getting 25 miles per hour signs instead, is what you're saying. Is that right, Commissioner?
Mr. Chair, that's the hope.
Okay. So the recommendation is to file. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King?
Yes. Item 8B, Julia King, Ellen Greenlaw, requesting installation of dead-end signage on Stark Road at the intersection of Juniper Road. Is there anyone in opposition to this? Motion is to approve. Roll call.
Counselor King? Oh, sorry, it's Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King?
Yes. Did we do this one? Item 9A.
To the Chair, we've already done 9A.
We did this, right? Yes, okay. Do we have another petitioner for Counselor Jenny Pasillo? We have Counselor Pasillo again, hardest working counselor in the city. Item 9B, petition of Counselor Jenny Pasillo requesting lane marking painting options to be reviewed on St. Nicholas Ave to help slow traffic. Counselor Pasillo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I put this on because obviously there is a car accident there at Squantum and St. Nicholas, and I'm looking at the DTM recommendations. They do make sense. I just want to thank Commissioner Raleigh and Mr. Crane for the speed humps and all the work they've been doing in that side of the city. Thank you.
Commissioner, if you could speak to the planning that's going to occur following this year relative to this matter.
So, yeah, Mr. Chair, the St. Nicholas Street currently has 3 seasonal speed humps, and as with all of the locations that have either temporary or permanent speed humps, we collect data on speeds and volumes, particularly focused on the speeds, so that at the end of the year we will be evaluating all of those, and those that perform well from a safety standpoint and show a decrease in speeds, we hope to recommend for conversion to permanent speed humps in a future year. Hopefully next year.
Thank you. Motion to file. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King?
Yes. Motion to adjourn. Roll call.
Counselor Pasillo?
Yes.
And Chairperson Counselor King?
Yes.